what's Papino, what's Papino. You know, it's that lunchtime mega mix. It's a lunchtime mega mix. Get used to this. Used to this time. It's Zeke's Black's lunchtime mega mix. There's a couple of good stories I got to tell you. I got an inbox. I don't know how true it is, but it is the block is out on Webster Ave. There's some sayings of disco rumor that disco was on the run. We don't know for what, but we know that it's pretty hot on Webster. Yo, I seen a picture of that K-Born posted with some young boys. This young boys was shooting at like shooting around some kids to get somebody. Like you skinny jean guys gotta relax. You're doing too much, man. You know what I'm saying? It's getting too hot for this. You know what I'm saying? It was another skinny jean. It was popping. It was another skinny jean sighting. They're losing their mind. I think the video is up on K-Born Rivers page. You got to see it. It's a crazy video where there's kids there and this guy is shooting around kids. It's insane, man. Definitely shout out to K-Born for speaking up against this young skin. We're not calling them gangsters. We have to call it for what it is, man. It's buffoonery. Yo, that's this real shit because that's what niggas did in the 90s. It wasn't real then. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Yeah, hopefully not, man. Salute. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's that lunchtime mega mix, yo. What's Papino? I also got another hit. I guess some skinny jean guys is somewhere. I don't know where the hell they at. I guess some fans of Team Poe. They're supposed to be linking up. They can't tell a St. Louis Cardinal jersey from a Cincinnati Reds jersey. They're putting on tights right now. They're putting on their speedos with the LA Gears with the lights on them. I guess there's gonna be a Zeke Black hunt. Don't disrespect Poe. Leave Poe alone. You're picking on Poe. And how they little posters on them. Zeke, leave him alone. Leave Poe alone. He's been through enough. Poe been through so much. Leave him alone. skinny G. No. What's good? What's poppin'? Assassin. What's poppin'? But touching on the situation, how to Webster Ave. Some kid got stabbed this morning somewhere in New York City. You know what I'm saying? It's a skinny jean. I don't know. Y'all gotta get baggy. I think the skinny jeans is messing with your brains. You know what I'm saying? It's physically messing with your brains. It's getting too hot for that shit. At this point, you're making the streets. You're turning the streets into war zones. You don't understand. You're turning the streets into war zones. It's not safe. Listen, man, if you're not safe in your community, it's okay for you to move out. It's okay for you to pay a little bit more rent and move it to a better zip code. You do not have to be a prisoner in your own neighborhood that you grew up in. Sometimes you have done it. It's time to go. It does not make you fake. It doesn't make you soft. Let's stop living because we worry about what other people got to say. It's time to move on. Now, I got a call this morning from a good brother off of Edgecombe. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's too hot, man. You know what I'm saying? From a good brother from Edgecombe. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy from the conversation that we had. So as we was talking, he said he seen my show last night, and he said, "Yo, Zeke." I went back and I checked out, the video that that AZ was talking. Kevin Childs. But one thing that AZ said was, Fritz gave A 30 bricks, right? So I said, yeah, that's what he said. Poe says that he had 10 allegedly, not 30, but 10, unless he changed the story over the years. 10. So what happened to the other 20 bricks? Okay. So now we're just going off opinion and what y'all think, because we're from the streets, some of us. Apple was the middleman of all this. He's sitting there hearing the conversations, hearing the gossip. hearing the movements, right? Apple. He's saying, rest in peace, Darnell, rest in peace, Bishop Porter. Now we're just talking about how good real thieves are. So as Apple's hitting his 30 bricks on the table, oh, because let me tell you something. One thing that my guy did say is, he said one thing that was a fact. Preacher wasn't into killing kids because everybody knew that at that time that would bring the feds out. So you didn't want to kidnap kids. You didn't want to do nothing that dealt with kidnapping kids and ransoms because it would bring the feds out. So he didn't want to put that on his name. Now Apple, who's sitting there watching Rich Porter take these millions in this new game called crack, you know what I'm saying? He's putting principles, morals, and everything that they stand for against the cause. Now, them almost fell. Now, to be honest with you, right? Now listen to me, party people. This is sometimes opinion and some common sense, right? Apple concocts a plan to snatch his nephew up. He might have used some guys that was affiliated with Preacher or whatever, but I don't think Preacher was involved. That wasn't a Preacher move because Preacher knows if he snatch somebody's kids up, they're gonna bring the feds. That defeat the whole purpose. And to be honest with you, that's when Harlem really died. Because remember, the feds was really around Harlem because of the dope game. And remember, we was just getting caught up in the dope game, but the RICO laws and those Rockefeller laws wasn't created for the black man. It was created for the Italians. So now we're in an era where they're snatching guys up that for this crack shit. They're killing cops for this crack shit. This crack shit is more dangerous than what we thought it was. We just thought that this was an extra party drug that had some people walking around doing some outlandish craziness, like selling everything in their apartment. Stick with me. No, we're not gonna lose focus on this. We're not losing focus on this. This show is sponsored by Money D. This show is sponsored by Money D, J.E. Moneybags. My man J.E. Moneybags. Definitely, and shout out to my man Millionaire Cali. We're having this conversation. I mean, don't say me and my guy. And you know, when you speak to somebody who grew up around this, who grew up in those areas, who's seen it, said something that was very important. He said, yo, listen, when Apple heard 30 bricks, the little boy, they cut his fingers off. Right? You know what I'm saying? Darnell, they cut his fingers off, right? You with me here? They know he ain't gonna make the cut, but there's 30 bricks. The last person they knew Rich was with, Apple, he knew was Poe. The biggest loser in it had to been Apple because he did not benefit off that 30. We can't say Fritz lost because he actually donated that to the cause. He most likely was gonna get that back off the block from Rich. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, I ain't gonna front, dudes was making dope money off the game. You know what I'm saying? So stick with me, people. Stick with me. Stick with me. So now we have a scenario now. A knew this guy was involved when whoever had the 30 keys, right? How fast the goons ran up on that situation. Because now, Preacher ain't stupid. I got nothing to do with this, but my name is on this. My name is on that 500,000. You know what I'm saying? Because the streets would have said, yo, Preacher did that. Wait a minute, what? So, what happened to the 20 bricks? See, I love when people talk about people that can't talk for themselves, and because people told, nobody can tell the true stories, or some dude just doesn't have to go live and talk about it. Because the biggest killer had to pass that 20 bricks to save his life to Preacher. That's just my opinion. That 20 went to Preacher. All right, get out of here. Have a good day. Go, you know what I'm saying? Get money. But the same man who snatched Bobby Brown. Preacher crew was dangerous. But when I'm hearing from dudes that grew up in those areas, when dudes seen Preacher coming, real dudes used to disappear. Oh, here you go. You know what I'm saying? He was a dangerous guy. So the guy that y'all all say is Killer One, I could have went got Wayne Perry, I could have did this and did that. What you do with those 20 birds, you heard? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You had to get. Now, the biggest winner in it, in my opinion, was Preacher, because he had nothing to do with, like y'all said, the kidnapping of Darnell. But I'm going to eat off that because my name is on that. You know what I'm saying? And when the feds start knocking, it's going to go crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is what I read about Apple situation, right? I'm talking about Apple. Definitely shout out to Harley. Apple began to tell because he heard Preacher was telling. So he got nervous and probably felt that Preacher was going to tell about the Darnell situation because that was an important situation. So that's why he began to tell. And if you put in Johnny, Google Johnny Porter, John Porter, you read it. He went to the police to try to ask for like some type of immunity, like, yo, I'm gonna tell you some of these crimes that I committed, and that's when he told them about Darnell and some other shit that happened with another guy. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean? Then he wanted protection witness because he was scared, like if I'm telling, because he already heard that Preacher was telling, and he got nervous. He got paranoid. So, but in all honesty, Preacher wasn't thinking about John Porter. He wasn't thinking about him. He was a dope fiend nigga that pulled doja moves, might have lined a couple good dudes up. He might have had him shoot a couple of blocks up. He wasn't focused on him. You know what I'm saying? Preacher had like 80 bodies. Do you think he worried about that? You think that Preacher's gonna go to court and say, yeah, I participated in killing of a kid? He's not trying to get the death penalty. But see, a drug addict don't think that way. So what they do is they jump. Apple jumped to a response and got himself all the time in the world. Because he can't take none of them fucking statements back. Nigga, you was a nigga co-defendant. So you got nervous that he began to tell, and you decided to go, I'm gonna say the worst thing I can say. Because think about this, right? If Preacher dead Johnny on his cut on the 20 birds, right? What you gonna do? You gonna get mad? I don't have to kill you. If your family find out that you're the one that snatched little Darnell up, you know what I'm saying? You'll be feeling the way you feel right now up north. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, them niggas, you know he was a dope fiend. Them dudes was all dope fiend. They come from the dope era. But those was vicious. Like my man said, see, they was devilish. These guys was vicious. They was proving points. These guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, he was a dangerous guy. What guy, like, what man still got some dude scared to mention his name? Nah, I ain't playing with Preacher. Nah. I don't want to talk about Preacher. That's how dangerous this man was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm looking at this nigga like, you know what I'm saying? But he know he couldn't go to Poe and go, yo, let me get, because you know what I'm saying? So what do? You run the Preacher. It's like going to the mob. Yo, listen, nigga got 30 birds. I can't retrieve it, bro. It's over the situation with his son. You know what I'm saying? With Rich Brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Preacher ain't stupid. My name is on this shit anyway. I had nothing to do with this, but fuck it. And I bet you, that's what them 20 birds want. Listen to what AZ is saying. Listen to what these niggas is saying. Even he said it. I had 10. So if A said 30, and what he said, I felt it was an inside source. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He said, I felt it was an inside source. That's what he said, right? Yeah, that's what he said. Apple. Think about Apple sitting there hearing that Rich Porter got 30 kilos of cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Yo, think about that. Yo, Mike Soul was popping. Now, I don't know. Webster, yo, it's hot on Assassin. That changed the topic. Assassin. I got hit. They said Zeke is hot on Webster Ave. The block is hot. and that disco allegedly is on the run. I hope not, because when you're not here on the run, I just think, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, you know what I'm saying? All praises due to Allah. I hope all is well with disco. You know what I'm saying? Good dude, man. Your money D's in the building, man. So where did the 20 keys go, bro? Now, your little story about how you had to step to him, all this other good shit. Like I told you, a nigga love telling a great story. Where the 20 bricks went? Because I'm going to tell you how that, I'm going to tell you what woke A up. 30 bricks. Yo, the streets talk. Yo, the nigga Poe, he gave this nigga 20 birds, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Because nobody died over 30 bricks. Nobody died over 30 bricks. That's the moral of the story. Nobody died over those 30 bricks. Think about the pressure that was put on Fritz after that. Preacher and a bunch of other good old dough fiend stick-up kids, bank robbers. You probably had niggas in Brooklyn hanging out in Foster. You know what I'm saying? A black man who had access to 30 bricks. Here, take that. That was unheard of back then. You know what I'm saying? To give a nigga on consignment, those moments was unheard of back then. You heard what A said. Rich was getting hit from a nigga on Charles Street. He gave him 30 birds. You know what 30 birds was? Out of town, $2-3 million. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Gave him my 20. And then because I don't pay attention to a lot of this stuff, I didn't know that Preacher had ties to the DMV area. So, of course, he got his 20. That 20 sat well. Nah, because he didn't need to extort him, bro. CJ Collins, he didn't need to extort him. Because Poe wasn't getting money on the west side like that. You know what I'm saying? Preacher was extorting niggas that was getting money on the west side. Poe wasn't getting money on the west side. So a nigga it's hard to extort a nigga from long distance. Even if you out of town and all that other craziness, you can't, it's hard to extort a nigga. Like I can't extort a nigga from Albany, from St. Louis. Preacher could only extort niggas that's boom, boom, boom. But he knew one thing. He heard about them 30 birds. You can keep your 10. You did whatever you did. Let me get, you know what I'm saying? There's a tax on that because my name is on that. It's all about your name on something. And I had to remember that. A lot of dudes' names be on something. It's just like me. Just think about this. If I was in the streets heavy and I told, yo, go give son 5 birds to me. That's me putting my name on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Preach your name on that was 20 bricks. All right, boom, I'll leave you alone. That's your tax on that. Because where did the 20 bricks go? You know what I'm saying? The 20 bricks didn't walk nowhere, you heard? That's just business, bro. A lot of times things is business. I want to kill you, bro. I know you killed them. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? My name is on it. Because you know why? 10 for fucking up my nigga, a nigga I was digging in his pockets. You gotta think about this. Apple fucked up that situation with Rich. You think Rich wasn't paying Preacher? This is just, this is just block shit. You know what I'm saying? This is just block shit. You give a nigga 20, you give a nigga 20 bricks, I got 10 for free, he gotta leave me alone. That's business. Because I'm gonna tell you something, Preacher was a dangerous nigga, man. Don't listen, he was dangerous. A lot of bigger names than Poe that was getting money in New York City. Not niggas that was working for niggas. Not niggas that was sitting in spots for AZ. We talk about the niggas that had blocks that was doing 20, 30, 40,000 every 2 days. We talking about the names of all names. Not a nigga that, like I said, that with no disrespect was getting hit from AZ, was getting some consignments from this nigga, and yo, just sit in my spot and roll. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because it's, you know why he come? You know why? Because the Puerto Rican niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? He might have been, you know what I'm saying? He stood on his side. He just stood on his side. You know what I'm saying? He just stood on his side of town. Them Puerto Rican niggas is just as dangerous as him. You know what I'm saying? Them Puerto Rican niggas had the east side on lock when it came to the game. You know what I'm saying? If you was black, get him on the east side, you was fuck with a Puerto Rican. Them Puerto Ricans was just as deadly as him. There's been them old dolphins in Puerto Rico putting in that pain. Gangsters respect gangsters. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you about some gangster shit. Gangsters respect gangsters, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't know though. He did pick and choose, definitely on the west side. But he wasn't getting money on the east side like that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really getting money like that on the east side. He was hitting a couple of niggas in Wash. He was hitting a couple of niggas, but he wasn't really getting money like that on the east. You know what I'm saying? Like he really wasn't. It wasn't. Don't that movie Paid in Fools was a lot of bullshit. He really wasn't feeding niggas over there. You know what I'm saying? There was another crew out there that nobody never talk about, the Raw Deal crew. They was out there. You know what I'm saying? On the first side before the Freaky Deakies. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's before the Freaky Deakies, the Raw Deal crew. You had the niggas on 102nd Street. You know what I'm saying? You had back then you had Papa Guy and all them in the D. Back then you had Carver Mob and all that. You know what I'm saying? You had Joe Tisdale and a bunch of other dudes. You know what I'm saying? 105th Street, exactly. You hit on the nose of 105th Street and all that. That park. You know what I'm saying? Parole violated and all that. You know what I'm saying? You had the Puerto Ricans just as grimy as him. Because remember the Puerto Rican niggas, okay, you get me, I get you. They was bringing this from PR. They could put in that pain. They give a nigga 2 bundles of dope. We don't care how you do it. You know what I'm saying? 103rd Street too. You know what I'm saying? So he did. What you just said, Jay Collins, he did. On the west side, there's a lot of them dudes that have strongholds. They didn't have the extra access that the Puerto Rican niggas had. When they came to hit us. Like Dominicans, you could go fly somebody in, yo, I want this nigga dead. When you hear a lot of those drug cases, like even the Wild Cowboys, they had some guy named Freddy Krueger. I guess they call him Freddy Krueger. He was just a hitter. They was paying him for hits. He was hitting for them, and he was hitting for, I guess, some famous Dominican nigga uptown. You know what I'm saying? They bring so he ain't stupid. If I play with these niggas, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to war. I'm not gonna say he ain't ever snatched some Spanish niggas up in his lifetime, because he probably definitely did in the Bronx. He probably caught a couple of good Dominican niggas, tied him up, and did what he did. You know what happened to Warren? He's off the block. But the crack game changed everything, because just like my man said, the dope game, you knew who had the dope, Jay Collins. With the crack turned a millionaire every day. Because like I said, dudes are selling crack on corners, crack in their building, crack on the roof, crack on the light pole. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different flow now. You got new bosses now. You got blocks that was dope blocks turning into crack blocks. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these same blocks, they didn't have hitters. It was just money niggas. A bunch of niggas that went to school together, that sold bundles of dope, and might have had one hitter. Preacher whole thing was, we're gonna run around and throw y'all niggas in the back of the car, and y'all gonna get what your hand called for. You know what I'm saying? So under that belief, yeah, he paid that 20. That's a tax. That's a tax, bro. That's a tax. That's my opinion. Now your opinion might be, why would he do it? Because Alpo's this super gangster nigga. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. I just know that up to the 20 bricks. Because Fritz wasn't the biggest loser in that. Well, he really was, because, you know what I'm saying, who knows how much, that goes to show how much money that him and Rich was making together, bro. That goes to show, bro. When you give a nigga 30 bricks, go get your brother back. Come on, man. The biggest losers out of that was Apple, of course, because he didn't get $1 out of that, probably. You know what I'm saying? Shut up, nigga. You're lucky we don't kill you for fucking that bag up. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? You know what I mean? Because everybody knew one thing: you cannot be kidnapping kids. And I remember those type of conversations when I was younger, when dudes would talk about stick-up crews. I said that people was more concerned about stick-up crews than the police, bro. This is the. And if a nigga sitting on here and start freestyling, a piece of sat on your block, niggas would get nervous. Oh shit, damn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That was how the game went back then. Dudes was more intimidated by real stick-up kids, not the, take the chain, yo, take your sneakers off, yo, let me get your wallet. We talking about dudes that when they came in the crib, they went for the caper. They went for it all. Some niggas thought niggas, some niggas go, man, I ain't got time to play games with this nigga. I just chop him up, throw him in some garbage bags, throw his ass in the East River, and take all his work. You know what I'm saying? That's the game that was out there. But I, you know what I'm saying? I respect how. That's why I said it's an opinion-based show on this one because I think Poe gave a nigga 20 points. Just to hear this is your side. I know your name. Because when the smoke cleared, Apple tried to put your name on that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. When the Apple got caught, yo, the worst thing. Nigga, he wasn't even that like, yo, and my nephew, that wasn't Preacher telling them this, that was Apple telling them niggas that. You know what I'm saying? Google John Porter versus United States of America. Read this crazy appeal. He tried to get his statement suppressed, but it was too late because they say he told them information voluntarily. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because one of the cops that was involved with the Apple case was one of the cops that was involved with the kidnapping, Bendito. So when he seen Apple, no, oh shit, and he's sitting there telling him how he was involved with this kidnapping. Imagine how this cop was looking at this nigga like, man, he's a piece of shit, bro. He's sitting in the crib. Because now he looking at it like, you was putting whoever on to what the fuck we was doing, bro. This cop is listening to this kidnapping when listen, read Apple's appeal. That shit is very interesting, you know what I mean? Because this cop that's questioning them is like, nigga, we was in the crib when he called and you sat there all that time. Unless he had a mental health issue, they was trying to fry his ass. I think the government would have tried. I think the government would have tried, but you know, I don't know if it went through. But the government really wanted to fry him. He had like 75 bodies. You know what I'm saying? Or 70 bodies. You know what I'm saying? Heinous crimes, man. Yo, what individual snatches you up, tortures you, do some weird sexual acts to you, cut your fingers off moment by like who tortures you to your death? Very, very, very. You up to Jack Frost guy. You up the cop, right? You know what I'm saying? It was strategic stick-up moves. Yo, you know I have to give you the mega mix. I have to give you the lunchtime mix. You know what I'm saying? This show is sponsored by Money D. This show is also sponsored by J.E. Moneybag. Shout out to the Hilltop, Lexington Ave, everybody that went to Wagner Junior High School in the late 80s, early 90s. Rest in peace to my man Dr. Seuss from Queens. Shout out to my man Overdose OD, Queens. Yo, we had a great show, man. Nah, Preacher was doing sexual acts to dudes, man. Preacher was wilding, bro. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? Preacher just couldn't. He had to torture. He was doing heinous crimes to people, man. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was, yo, bro, like, oh, man. That's why you have nobody ever come out making DVDs really dissing him. Talking about who he, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody takes pride in saying, yo, Preacher robbed me. Because it's a long story. Yo, it's a long story. You know what I'm saying? When you say Preacher robbed you, you know what come with that? Yo, he had me in the basement. And if you live to tell the story, you have to think about everybody else who has a story. Yo, he did that. But when they started cooperating, imagine the jury that was like, God damn. So, of course, with Preacher, listen, man, I don't care how many bodies I already got convicted of. I'm on around with a nigga like him call me, yo, I knew you got that 30, just give me 20 and we even. I'm dropping that off. Because Preacher and them, they wasn't getting the kids, but they had no problem with snatching your mother off the block. You know what I'm saying? They had no problem with sitting down chasing you. Yo, they chased somebody coming out of court on 100 Center Street. If you've been in Manhattan, you know what I'm talking about. That is the tightest, that's a tight block. How do you go by the courthouse and chase somebody? Hell yeah. Salute NYC, Buffalo Bag was popping. Hell yeah, I'm pretty sure. Read this case, but read. This is my opinion. I think Preacher got 20 birds out of that. But and there's a big post. So Poe ain't stupid. Listen, I ain't got time to play around with a nigga like him. He's dangerous. This guy is dangerous. Preacher was the TNT of Stickum kids. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, the TNT, they stake you out, sit on your block as soon as you come outside. Imagine the wise chef that he was listening to when they had to hear, yo, you gotta snatch this nigga up. I'm tired of playing with him. He keep playing with my money. See, a nigga like Preacher, you can't play with his money. What happens with you is you'll disappear. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace, Fritz. Just talking about these stories, man. Old Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you had calculated dope fiends. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dope fiends is bank robbers. Then they started robbing the hustlers. You know what I'm saying? You have to be for real to be outside. You heard? Like I told you, he wasn't even hiding from nobody. He lived on 183rd and the concourse, bro. And I heard some crazy shit about his daughter. His daughter went and popped some hustler nigga in St. Nick Projects. Like, what? Yeah, allegedly over some crazy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? he was well. Well, he was the super evil with a crew of goons that thought just like him. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, check out the appeal for John Porter. You got to read this one. You know what I'm saying? And I just go with what I calculated. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. I'll let y'all later, man. I'm out.